Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Shocking Hollywood. Latest news update: the actress opens up about why Hollywood often sidelines women over 50 and how she refuses to be invisible. And this time, the message is louder, bolder, and more personal than ever. Halle Berry, at 59, is not whispering about aging in Hollywood. She is saying the quiet part out loud, and the industry is being forced to listen. For decades, Hollywood has celebrated youth while quietly pushing older women to the margins. Roles dry up, visibility fades, and conversations shift from talent to age. Halle Berry knows this reality intimately, not because she failed, but because she succeeded and still watched doors hesitate to open. When she speaks about invisibility, it is not theory, it is lived experience. In recent interviews, Halle has spoken with striking honesty about aging, menopause, and the exhausting double standards women face in entertainment. She does not sugarcoat it. She says women over 50 are often sidelined, treated as if their stories are no longer worth telling, as if their value has an expiration date. And yet she makes one thing clear: she refuses to disappear. "I'm not going anywhere," she said, and it did not sound like a slogan. It sounded like a promise. Watching Halle speak so openly resonates far beyond Hollywood. Her words echo in the lives of countless women who have felt overlooked, undervalued, or quietly replaced simply because time passed. What makes this moment powerful is not just her fame, it is her willingness to name the problem without flinching. Halle Berry is not just talking about career obstacles, she is talking about the emotional toll of being told, directly or indirectly, that your relevance has an age limit. She challenges the idea that visibility is only about being on screen. For her, visibility is about voice, presence, and refusing to shrink. She makes it clear that aging is not the enemy. Silence is one of the most striking parts of Halle's message, is her openness about menopause, a topic Hollywood has long avoided. While the industry demands women remain youthful, it offers little space to discuss the biological realities of aging. Halle refuses that silence too. She talks openly about hot flashes, hormonal changes, vaginal dryness, and the physical and emotional shifts that come with menopause. These are not topics celebrities usually discuss publicly. For years, women were expected to endure these changes, quietly maintaining appearances while their bodies transformed. Halle's decision to speak openly challenges not only Hollywood, but society at large. She went a step further by launching Respin, a platform dedicated to menopause, women's health, and redefining aging. Through Respine, Halle reframes midlife not as a decline but as a transition into power, clarity, and confidence. She calls this chapter her second act, and she wears that phrase with pride. Her career choices reflect that mindset. Halle is not slowing down. She is starring in Crime 101 alongside Chris Hemsworth, proving that women over 50 can still headline major projects. But she is also redefining success beyond roles. Advocacy, honesty, and leadership are now central to her work. What makes Halle's voice especially important is her honesty about systemic inequality. She reminds audiences that even after winning an Academy Award in 2002, her career did not suddenly skyrocket the way many assumed it would. Hollywood still hesitated to place Black women in leading roles. Talent did not erase bias. That truth adds another layer to her story. Ageism and sexism do not exist in isolation. They intersect, with race shaping opportunities in ways the industry often refuses to acknowledge. Halle's willingness to confront this reality publicly matters because it challenges the myth that success alone protects women from discrimination. Her advocacy extends beyond entertainment. Halle has also spoken out politically, criticizing Gavin Newsom for failing to follow up after she raised concerns about menopause-related healthcare legislation. For her, speaking up is not optional. Visibility must translate into action. She makes a powerful point. Representation does not end with being seen. It continues with being heard and taken seriously. What stands out most is that Halle Berry does not position herself as a victim. She positions herself as a force. She acknowledges the barriers without letting them define her. She embraces aging without apology. She demands space rather than asking permission. For many women watching this, it feels like a breath of fresh air. Hollywood rarely offers honest conversations about midlife, especially from women who refuse to conform to the industry's expectations. Halle is not asking for approval. She is modeling possibility. She shows that ambition does not expire, that talent does not fade because of a number. That relevance is not something handed out by an industry. It is claim. Her conversations today are rooted in clarity, not fear. That clarity comes from decades of navigating an industry that celebrates women loudly, when they are young and quietly steps away when they are not. Halle understands that the system does not change simply because time passes. It changes because people with influence refuse to accept outdated rules. That refusal is what defines this chapter of her life. She often explains that aging did not suddenly make her insecure. If anything, it stripped away insecurities she carried for years. The pressure to be perfect, to be agreeable, to be grateful for every opportunity, no matter the conditions, began to fade. In its place came discernment. She now chooses projects, conversations, and causes that align with who she is, not who the industry expects her to be. That shift is deeply unsettling. To Hollywood, an older woman who knows her worth and refuses to be silent is not easy to sideline. She does not wait patiently for approval. She creates her own lane. Halle's willingness to speak honestly about menopause is a perfect example of this disruption. For decades, menopause has been treated as something shameful, something women should endure privately while maintaining a youthful image. By naming it openly, she removes its power to isolate. She has spoken about symptoms that affect millions of women, yet are rarely acknowledged publicly. Hot flashes, sleep disruption, brain fog, vaginal dryness, emotional swings. These are not fringe experiences. They are universal realities for women entering midlife. And yet society pretends they do not exist, especially in professional spaces. Halle refuses to participate in that erasure. Her decision to build Respin was not a branding move. It was a response to a gap she felt personally. She has said that when she entered menopause, she realized how little accessible, honest information existed, even for someone with resources. That realization angered her. If women are half the population, why is their health treated as an afterthought? Respin became her answer. A space where women could learn, share, and feel less alone. A platform that reframes menopause not as an ending, but as a transition into self-knowledge. She emphasizes that this phase of life can be powerful, sensual, productive, and deeply fulfilling. The problem is not aging. The problem is the stories we have been told about it. That philosophy carries into her career. She is intentional about remaining visible on her own terms, not by chasing youth, but by redefining desirability and relevance. She continues to work, continues to headline, continues to command attention. But she also accepts that her definition of success has evolved. It is no longer just about box office numbers or awards. It is about impact. She has spoken candidly about how, even after her historic Oscar win, the industry did not suddenly open its doors the way many assumed it would. That moment, while groundbreaking, did not dismantle systemic bias. Leading roles for Black women remained scarce. Opportunities remained conditional. The narrative that talent alone guarantees equality was exposed as a myth. This truth matters because it reveals how layered discrimination can be. Ageism does not replace sexism or racism, it stacks on top of them. Halle's career illustrates this reality in stark terms. She has achieved what many consider the highest honor in film, and yet she still had to fight for space recognition and opportunity. Rather than becoming bitter, she became strategic. She learned when to push, when to walk away, and when to speak out. Her recent criticism of political inaction around menopause-related healthcare is part of that strategy. She understands that representation without policy change is performative. If lawmakers are unwilling to listen after women speak publicly, then the system itself must be challenged. Her frustration is not rooted in entitlement, it is rooted in urgency. Millions of women navigate menopause while juggling careers, caregiving, and financial responsibilities. Lack of medical support does real harm. By calling out leaders publicly, Halle uses her visibility to amplify an issue many women struggle to name. This willingness to confront discomfort is what makes her influence so powerful. She does not wait for permission. She does not soften her message to make it easier to digest. She trusts that honesty, even when uncomfortable, is necessary. For many women watching, her story feels deeply personal. It reflects experiences they have lived but rarely seen acknowledged. Feeling overlooked at work, being told subtly or directly that you are past your prime, watching younger colleagues be celebrated for traits you once embodied, while your experience is quietly dismissed. Halle's refusal to fade quietly feels like permission for others to do the same. She often speaks about the idea of a second act, not as reinvention but as reclamation. This stage of life allows women to reclaim parts of themselves they suppressed to survive earlier chapters. Ambition without apology, confidence without justification, desire without shame, voice without fear. She challenges the narrative that aging women must choose between relevance and authenticity. In her view, authenticity is relevance. Hollywood may still struggle to fully embrace that idea, but the conversation is shifting. Each time she speaks openly, She chips away at a system built on silence. Each time she shows up fully, she expands the definition of what a leading woman can look like. Her journey reminds audiences that courage does not diminish with age. If anything, it grows sharper. Experience teaches what matters. Loss clarifies priorities. Time strips away illusions. What remains is truth. Halle Berry's truth is that she is not finished. Not creatively, not politically, not personally. She represents a generation of women who refuse to accept invisibility as the cost of aging. Women who understand that power does not come from youth, but from self-knowledge. Her story is not just about Hollywood. It is about culture. It is about how societies value women. It is about who is allowed to take up space and who is expected to step aside. By refusing to disappear, she forces those questions into the open. And perhaps that is her greatest role. Yet, because when one woman refuses to fade, she lights the way for others to stay visible too. That visibility comes with responsibility, and Halle understands that deeply. She knows that when someone with her platform speaks, it carries weight, not just in headlines, but in how people see themselves. She has said that she no longer measures success by how often she is invited into rooms, but by whether her presence changes what happens once she is there. That mindset shift marks the difference between surviving in an industry and reshaping it. What is striking is how calmly she now addresses challenges that once felt overwhelming. Rejection no longer feels personal. Silence no longer feels like failure. She has learned that not every closed door is a reflection of her worth. Sometimes it is simply evidence that the door itself needs to be rebuilt. This perspective did not come easily. It was earned through years of navigating expectations that were often contradictory. Be strong, but not intimidating. Be confident, but not demanding. Be grateful, even when treated unfairly. Aging stripped away the need to perform. These contradictions. In midlife, Halle no longer negotiates her identity to make others comfortable. That refusal to negotiate is where her power now lives. She has spoken about how society trains women to fear aging long before it happens. From a young age, women are taught that beauty is fleeting and that relevance has a countdown. That message creates anxiety, competition, and silence. By confronting aging head-on, Halle disrupts that conditioning. She reframes aging not as loss but as accumulation. More knowledge, more boundaries, more truth. Her openness about menopause plays a critical role in that reframing. By naming symptoms without shame, she validates experiences that have long been minimized. Women watching her speak recognize themselves in her honesty. They feel seen, perhaps for the first time in a public way. That recognition is powerful because it dismantles isolation. Isolation, she has said, is one of the most damaging side effects of silence. When women believe they are alone in their experiences, they blame themselves. They internalize systemic failures as personal shortcomings. Halle's voice interrupts that cycle. She reminds women that their bodies are not betraying them. Society is failing to support them. This message resonates across generations. Younger women see a future that does not require disappearance. Older women feel affirmed rather than dismissed. Midlife becomes something to approach with curiosity rather than dread. That cultural shift may be slow, but it is real, and voices like hers accelerate it. Professionally, she continues to navigate Hollywood with intention. She does not chase every role. She evaluates stories based on whether they reflect complexity, agency, and depth. She has said that she is no longer interested in being decorative. She wants to be dimensional. That choice challenges casting norms that reduce older women to stereotypes. When she appears on screen now, she brings lived experience with her. That experience cannot be replicated by youth. It adds texture to her performances and authority to her presence. Hollywood may resist that authority at times, but audiences respond to it. Viewers recognize authenticity. They connect with stories that reflect real stages of life. Her advocacy also extends into conversations about race and representation. She continues to remind audiences that progress has been uneven. Milestones matter, but they do not erase structural barriers. Her honesty about the limitations she faced, even after achieving historic success, underscores the need for sustained accountability in the industry. She does not frame these conversations as complaints. She frames them as facts. Facts that must be acknowledged if meaningful change is to occur. By doing so, she avoids the trap of being dismissed as bitter or resentful. Her tone is firm, measured, and grounded in reality. This balance between vulnerability and authority is what makes her message so compelling. She shares personal experiences without centering herself as the sole example. She connects her story to broader patterns, inviting others to recognize those patterns in their own lives. As she moves deeper into this second act, her focus continues to expand. She is interested in legacy, not in the sense of awards or titles, but in impact. What conversations did she help start? What silences did she help break? What possibilities did she help normalize? These questions guide her choices now more than ambition ever did. That does not mean her ambition has disappeared. It has simply matured. It is no longer driven by validation, but by purpose. Her journey offers a roadmap for anyone who has felt pressured to shrink with age. It suggests that visibility is not something granted by institutions. It is something claimed through presence, voice, and refusal to disappear. Halle embodies that claim every time she speaks honestly about her body, her career, and her place in the world. She proves that courage does not belong exclusively to youth. It belongs to those willing to confront reality and still move forward. Her story challenges the assumption that relevance fades with time. Instead, it argues that relevance deepens when paired with truth, in an industry that often equates value with novelty. She stands as evidence that endurance, experience, and self-definition are revolutionary acts. She is not asking Hollywood to change out of kindness. She is demanding change through consistency, honesty, and visibility. And perhaps that is why her message feels so urgent right now, because it arrives at a moment when many women are questioning the narratives they have inherited. When they are, asking whether the lives they were promised align with the lives they are living. Halle does not offer easy answers. She offers permission to ask better questions. Her refusal to be invisible is not just personal defiance. It is collective resistance. Each time she speaks, she widens the space for others to do the same. She reminds women that aging is not an ending, it is a threshold, and she steps through it without apology.